Alright, welcome to our first video for the Quadratics unit, where we will be working with Cat's class to build launchers, shoot them at things, and study the quadratics and the mathematics of it all. Before we do that, we're going to review a couple things that we need for this unit and this project. One is multiplying binomials. Some people know it as foiling. They're also going to factor basic quadratics. And those are usually in the form of trinomials. Alright, so let's take a look. Oh, before we do anything, hint, look for patterns. Alright, here are two types of expressions we'll get. They're not equations because there's no equal sign. So what we're going to do is do things we've done before with them, such as multiply and also divide. So really, boiling everything back down to basics, we're multiplying things and we're dividing things to look at patterns within. Alright, so to the left, let's multiply two binomials. A binomial is where we have two terms that cannot be combined. Here we have x minus 4. You cannot combine the x and the negative 4. We leave it as x minus 4. That's one binomial. X plus 3 is another binomial. And we're going to multiply those two together. So we're taking two little ingredients, two parentheses, multiplying them together and getting a big meal. So let's take a look at what we do. First we take that x, and if we're going to multiply it to x plus 3, we have to multiply it to everything, also known as distributing. So x times x and x plus 3. Multiply x times x, you get x squared. X times 3, you get 3x. After that, we take a look at the negative 4, and we have to multiply that and distribute that to everything in the other parentheses as well. So you'll get minus 4x and negative 12. Okay. We've multiplied everything out. What we have to catch is that in the middle we have two like terms that we can combine, whereas before in the parentheses there's nothing to combine. Now we have two terms, plus 3x and minus 4x, that we can combine. So plus 3x minus 4x bring us to negative x in the middle. So x squared minus x minus 12, we will actually get three terms. So when you multiply two binomials, in general, you'll end up with a three-term expression, or known as a trinomial. Alright. Now, what we're going to do is take a step back. We're going to draw your little X box, people like calling that. I'm going to take the 3, a negative 4 and the 3 that are circled earlier. I'm going to put them on both sides of the of our little X there. And what we're going to do with them is multiply them and add them and see what we get. So I'm going to try to see a pattern that's buried deep within this binomial. So we're going to multiply up top, add on the bottom of our little x. So negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So if we, then you're asking, why do we do this? Well, look back into our final trinomial. The negative 1 is in the middle, and the negative 12 is the third term. So you can catch this. What we're doing, we're multiplying two basic binomials, is adding and multiplying. So what happens here is a little pattern where the middle term, the b term, is what we add together, and then the c term is what we get when we multiply our two beginning terms. Now remember, this is a basic binomial. We'll talk about advanced soon. This is a basic form of a binomial. Alright, now that we've seen that pattern, let's look to the right, the second column. So we want to factor that down. We want to divide that down and see its basic form, or its little ingredients. So what we do is reintroduce or bring back the x, the diamond, the x box, whatever you like to call it. And then we multiply up top, add on the bottom. And what we're going to do is, not like in the previous column we took the negative 4 and the 3, because that was what was given to us. This time, look what's given to us, the negative 70 and the negative 3. So that's third term, the negative 70, the final term, or the c term, we put that in the multiplication area. The minus 3, which is in the middle, or the b term, we put that in the bottom. And what we try to do is find the two numbers on the left and right that multiply to negative 70 and add up to negative 3. So think about that for a while. What two numbers will do that? Oh, you're right. Negative 10 and positive 7. Those two numbers together will multiply to be negative 70, and they'll add up to negative 3, which means this basic quadratic can be factored with whole numbers. So we split it up into two parentheses, which will hopefully hold our binomials. N squared will factor into n times n. So n squared divided out is n times n. And now in the other two spots, we'll put our negative 10 and our positive 7. So we've just factored down this trinomial back into two basic binomials. So we divided it out into its smallest terms. And look at, I put boxes around. These are the final things that we need when we're asked to multiply and we factor. But now in Algebra 2, we're asked to use these in the middle of bigger questions or bigger situations, and we have to apply them. So these are rarely ever our final answers. They are pieces to a larger, bigger puzzle. All right, you'll practice this on the first homework, getting ready for our quadratics and our POE unit. All right, hope this helped.